All right. Moving on next to, as we cover the AFC North, the Cleveland Browns. All right. So the Browns, again, the big question here for this year is got to be, again, Deshaun Watson. Again, here, everybody knows the stories. Everybody knows what he was paid. Everybody knows the injuries. Everybody knows he's had a rough start here and there, looked good at times, but still not back to that old guy. And will he ever be? We don't know. But the Cleveland Browns hope at least that he should be or that he would be. And again, they bring in Judy here, from the Denver Broncos here to pair with Amari Cooper. And now you've got Nick Chubb coming back healthy. So that's a big factor for this team. I feel if Deshaun Watson was able to stay healthy and he didn't get, Joe Flacco and stuff because of all the injuries and stuff like that, and Nick Chubb stayed completely healthy during the season, we could have maybe had some of these questions answered for the Cleveland Browns. And, we would have got to see that. But last year we didn't, just too many injuries here. The defense was amazing, award winning, where Myles Garrett, taking the crown. So I think this is the question for these guys coming up in this season. It's got to be Deshaun Watson getting it going here with these other, newly acquired Jerry Judy.
Yeah, that's the thing, too, is when you look at this offense, it's not just about Cooper and Judy. I'm interested to see how much more involved Elijah Moore is going to be. Coming over from the Jets last year in a trade, I look for him to get with this.
I was hoping
with this receiving core,
with it.
There's no rhyme or reason not to be able to distribute the football to all these guys and not just the top three. Also, look at their tight end and David Njoku, who started to show some flash. Everybody's been waiting for it in Cleveland. Like, when are we going to see this guy? But he's been injured a lot, an awful lot for his young career. They locked him up at the end of the last year. He's going to be remain a Brown and look for him to continue to ascend. I don't know what he found. I don't know what, did he figure out a new diet? Did he figure out a new way to work out so he prevents injury? Because it seemed like he was a completely different type of tight end out there last season. So look for him to continue to grow and progress. And I think the sky's the limit for David Njoku, along with all these other receivers. Offensive line wise, again, we talk about the offenses for the Bengals and the Ravens. Mm-hmm. Again, we're looking at the Browns now, and what was once some concerns with the receivers, no longer a concern. Some concern with the offensive line, very solid now. They signed Jack Conklin last year. Like, they've managed to put together a formula and a plan for this offseason to make sure that the offense wasn't going to be the reason or take any blame for possibly losing games, because we all know the defense is locked down. We all know the defense is a top 5 defense led by Jim Schwartz, the D coordinator. So that defense is super aggressive, in your face all the time. They managed to disguise some blitzes very well, and they are exciting to watch defensively. And when you look at this offense, there were some concerns last year because Nick Chubb wasn't around. Mm-hmm. They didn't have their horse to give the football to and said, hey, get us a first down, get us, get us in the end zone. You know what I mean? So now that they have Nick Chubb back and he's fully healthy, he's going to be ready to go week 1. Couple that with the idea of now you have a very solid offensive line, a fully filled out wide receiving core. Deshaun Watson comes back. Now, I don't think there's any concern with him returning back to his old ways, because we saw glimpses of it last year before his injury. He went 5-1 as the quarterback for the Browns. Browns were looking great after 6 games. So I watch for him and this offense to kind of return back to their winning ways. Now, inside this division, this is going to be crazy, everybody, to be able to compete with these teams in their division. And likewise, the other way, this is going to be the new way of the black and blue division. I feel like this is going to be where it's going to be so physical, and both teams are going to be looking to beat each other up every time they face each other, that it's going to be so low scoring. I feel like it's going to be just kind of one of those grind them out games, and maybe they win by a field goal at the end. So, but all in all, the Browns offense has definitely gotten a ton better. And then their defense, which is already top 5, they don't have, again, another team that is solid from top to bottom with the Cleveland Browns. No weaknesses in the secondary, no weaknesses at linebacker, no weaknesses at the D line. This is going to be truly something to watch for.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, like you said, not much to say about the defense. They're just still getting more weapons, on the defensive side too, getting even better. Top to bottom, the line, the secondary,
their depth even too.
It's I know depth is crazy too. I mean, so you could go further and further. So I think that's what they really need, that offense to click, not get injured, stay away from that. When they lost Nick Chubb last year, it was just so disheartening, and it killed them. I mean, they were happy and lucky to get, Joe Flacco and what he was able to do for them. But I mean, that's their workhorse, like you were saying.
Yeah, it wasn't just Chubb either. When you lose your starting quarterback, that's it. You're done. It doesn't matter how good your backup is.
Right.
Like, I know there might be some exceptions sometimes. Like, we remember when Nick Foles was the backup for the Eagles and still was able to lead them in the playoffs and then win a Super Bowl. That doesn't happen. It's a rarity. But if you have a good backup, that gives you still a chance to kind of go a little bit farther, but it's nothing like having your starter. When you lose your starter, you lose the heart and soul of that offense. So hopefully they're managed to keep these guys healthy this year.
Hey everybody, this is Big John from Grumblings Media, and I just want to say thank you for watching our content. If you want to support our efforts here at Grumblings Media, just smash the subscribe button right here, totally free, or just go ahead and consume more of our great content. Click either one of these two boxes.